What's up, you guys? Zoeb here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and welcome to episode 10 of my eToro copy trading journal. And if you guys are brand new to this copy trading series, you can click the link in the description, which has the playlist to all 10 episodes, where you can go right back to the beginning of when I invested $1,000 into 5 copy traders. And as you guys saw in the thumbnail, I'm pleased to report I've added my 9th copy trader, and I'll be going into the reasons why I've done that and all of his stats and all that kind of good stuff. But what I wanted to do first is just to quickly show you the P&L, the portfolio, and as you guys know, the first link in the description will give you the live updates of where my portfolio currently is. So we can see here that we are still in profit of $60.40. I'm really annoyed because if I shot this video about 3 days ago before the market started tanking again, I was actually up $160, $170. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to window dress anything. I want to show you guys live what's happening so you guys can really understand the markets. And as you can see here, that a lot of my portfolio with some of the copy traders is into Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the other cryptocurrencies. And as you can see from the watch list, that they have tanked slightly, which has caused some of the decline over the recent days of my portfolio. So, but the good news is we're still in profit. We're still up $60. You guys will know from the last video that my equity has gone up by $500 because I have invested about a week ago into the new trader, which I'll go into in this video. But overall, again, this is a journey, an experiment, a social kind of investing kind of vlog, so much to really kind of show you guys the power of hands-off copy trading investing. So overall, we're still up, which is great. And if we go into the portfolio and go across by P&L, as you guys know, that Jay is my highest holdings of $1,000 of that 3.3k, and he's dipped slightly, but he's still up overall with me, which is absolutely great. And some of the usual suspects that we kind of see inside here, and Oliver, even though he doesn't provide the sexy returns, he is very consistent in terms of what he does, and really impressed with what he's been doing for me. Um, if we look at some of the losers, for more of a better term, in terms of my portfolio, again, Federico, who copies Kathy Wood's Copy Arc Invest portfolio, growth stocks have taken a hammering, and we went through that in my last video in February, March, and really leading up into April year to date. Is still taking a bit of a hammering, but again, it's 5% down. I've seen it at 9-10%, so there is some recovery plays inside there, which is good to see. And for those of you who've been watching my this series religiously, will see Kanzo, who is my new investor that I have invested $500 into. It's not showing in the best of lights, if I'm honest. He's 2.48% down, so 12% down, $12 down, sorry, from a dollar value perspective. But that's all good. I'm comfortable with all of that stuff, and I think that's a great segue into Kanzao kind of stats and the reason why I've kind of gone into it. And one of the reasons why I went into Kanzao is I wanted to find somebody that throughout February and March was not in a negative, and that the reason why is because what I saw in all the other people in my portfolio, they all had a losing March, and that is because when I go into the stocks they've invested in, I'm investing into the same stocks, so the same growth stocks, the Teslas, the Neos, the Palantirs, all of these kind of stocks that are getting absolutely hammered at the moment, which are great for long-term play. So I see no problem inside the short term of seeing a little bit of a dip inside the market, because I do think that these companies are kind of longer-term plays. And looking at the portfolio of my holdings, they look like that they're holding on to these so-called short-term losers for the long term, which is fine. So that's why one of the reasons why I liked Kanzao was for that very reason. Is that he showed a flat to positive growth inside March, but you can see here he's taking a bit of hammering in April, which is pulling down my overall portfolio. So even though he's down by 4.13%, I didn't actually show you actually. So let's do that. If I show you my kind of stats, so you guys can kind of see that. So I'm only down 0.16%. So I'm pretty much flat. Like I said, this was up to 1.8% a week ago, and because of the mainly cryptocurrency market, and Palantir and Neo have taken a bit more of a dive recently in some of the holdings in my portfolio, um, that has seen me lose that 1.8% growth that I kind of had to pretty much flat. So I'm confident I'll get back to, hopefully, in, we've got about a week left of April, that I can get some positive growth by the time's out. But overall, I am still 2.39% up. Nothing to get really excited about, but I think over the long term, as this portfolio grows and I get more copy traders on board, I'm quite comfortable that this will be a positive net effect by the end of the year. So yeah, going back to Kanzao, and yeah, so he is dragging down my portfolio currently because he's down 4.13%. And I did start investing with him at the start of April. So as he places more trades, more of my equity of the $500 I've got invested in him is being eaten up. So yeah, and that's a good example of diversification, because I've got 9 traders that I'm down 0.16%. And if I just invested in 1 or 2 people, when they have good months, I'll reap the benefits. But when they have bad months, I will also reap the losses as well. So that's why it's good to have that diversification. And we talked about that a lot inside the last video. So if we have a look at him overall, even though his April's not been the best month to date, it's not been his the worst month he's ever had. So if you look at last year, he had over 100% growth and had a 6% loss, and pretty much a 5% loss inside there, and 26% in 2019. So over the year, he has, been doing really well, and he's still 18.85% up year to date, and had a very strong January and a very strong February. So, based on that momentum and his diversification of his holdings, which we'll go into in a second, I wanted to add Can to my portfolio. So, his risk rating, as you guys know, I don't really pay too much kind of attention to this stuff, but he's hovering around the 5 mark. As always, what you'll see is, if you see traders or copy traders have losing months or losing months to date, you will generally see that their copiers tend to decline. So for me, I kind of understand a bit more about the markets than people just saying, oh, he's down 4%, so therefore I'll go to someone else. I'm looking at it from a longer term perspective, and I'm not planning on coming out of Can's copy trading at the moment. I do have a 50% stop loss, like I have with all of my copy traders, but if that was to happen, it's not happened to any of these traders since they've started their eToro careers. So I think I'm in a fairly good place with that, from that perspective. The bit I like about him as well, he takes a lot of trades, and we've talked about it before on the channel, around the more trades that he takes on a weekly basis. And you'll see here, he takes 20 trades a week. And because I don't copy open trades of any new traders that I add to my portfolio, then that's what helps to eat up my equity within these kind of copy traders. And as you can see, in terms of what he trades, when I look at my current portfolio, I don't kind of trade these kind of asset classes as well. So I wanted to kind of diversify in terms of what I'm currently holding and what I'm currently trading as well. And what I'll do is I'm in month 6 now, so in the next video I'll talk a lot more about the overview, what I'm holding and things like that, because I know some of you guys have been asking that type of question. And as I said as well, he does a lot of trades a week. He holds them for a while as well. And overall his stats look fairly impressive. And in terms of the scanners and stuff that I'm using, in terms of how I set my search criteria, and I'll link to that in the description and in the top right hand corner, so you guys can check how I kind of search for copy traders. If you haven't seen that video, yeah, he came on most of my scanners, and he kept showing as a regular occurrence. So I'm still quite confident, even though he's at the moment probably going to have a losing month for April. Over the long term, I'm still fairly comfortable that he's going to ultimately have a positive year from my case, April to December as opposed to January to December. So I'm really excited to have him on board in my portfolio, and sure the link is down below if you guys want to check him out as well. If you want to go see his live stats. So like I said, overall, I feel I'm in a good place. You know, a bit disappointed of the last few days of trading, but overall, I can't really complain at the moment. I think we're all inside a good place, and you know, if you guys are really interested, you can go check out my portfolio. Link is down below. I've got the playlist now showing of my of my of my portfolio and all the playlists and everything like that. So you guys can go check that out now, and I shall see you guys in the next video.